Oh, hello there. How you doing there? Just your friendly neighborhood Deadpool here. Hang on. Who the hell put this on me? This isn't the Snyder Cut. What the? Hang on. Whew. G'day, Spice Legends. Welcome to Burnin Bites Down Under. The hottest show down under. That's bloody right. So, Spice Legends here, all hijinks and crazy silliness aside. We're here today to interview the man, the myth, the legend, Irish KARL Butler. He is from, as you can probably tell, Ireland. And he's probably just as crazy as me, if not crazier, with some crazy wild voices and hijinks up his sleeve. So let's introduce the man, the myth, the legend himself, Irish KARL. How you doing, mate?
What's going on, Philly? What's happening? My That's Philly cheesesteak.
Sorry, Chilli Philly couldn't almost come to the phone right now. He was dead.
No. He was AFK.
AFK. BRB, LMFAO, Ruffle, RFFL.
What, man? I was trying to keep it in there while you were donning that mask. That was comedy in itself. I was like, what are you doing? Are you going to rob a bank or what's going on?
You're like, what the fuck is he doing? Don't ever do it. So look, before we get to it, guys, obviously, if anyone knows me or KARL, we're not exactly PG kind of people. So look, if you get butt hurt or whatever like that, it's all for the sake of comedy. We're not actually being serious, right? Don't be offended by our accents or our voices or whatever like that. KARL can't really help his accent. I sort of can. No.
Do you know what I'm saying, Seamus? Do you know what I mean? You ought to be sure.
Actually,
where's my pot of gold?
I like this truck. Now burn them all.
Burn the house down, bloody. Burn it all.
Come on, Deutsche fools now. So anyway, what we're saying, guys, is don't take offense to anything we're saying. We're just taking it with a grain of salt. We're just here having fun. Hopefully, you guys will have fun with this interview anyway. So look, we'll get down to the brass balls of it. Matey, you want to introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are that doesn't know who you are? We know you're pretty famous already. Irish KARL, David Yard says. So tell us who you are, Sensei.
I'm Irish KARL and I live in Ireland. Thank you. Good night.
I'll be here all Thursday.
What can I say? I'm just into this Chilli thing. I hope to be a representative for Ireland in some way, shape, or form. And the most important thing, I think, is just getting the message out there anyway to people, sharing in the Chilli goodness and kind of keeping the little bit of a Chilli community thing alive, man. That's why I'm in this. That's why I do it. I think, the people that you meet and the acquaintances such as yourself and your guests from last weekend, many others, Mike Thompson, to name one, David Giard, a couple of others that are in the chat here, especially Ed the Ice Lady. There's so many to mention.
Yeah, Germany, come on.
The boss, the big blue boss. The boss. You said it, man. But that's what it is for me anyway. And I just like to grow chilies. That's what I do. So I'm here to feel some pain tonight with you. We're going to eat some sauces. Gather around. Yeah, this should be good, man. We'll have a bit of fun.
Gotta put some else around the stand.
You know what? Funny enough, I actually thought Silence of the Lambs was a comedy.
Oh wow! How?
It rubs the lotion on its skin.
Oh, you mean a porno? You mean a porno? You can do pornos for comedies.
It was.
You must have a weird sense of humor. No.
It was a blue movie.
Blue balls? What? Okay. Blue ray.
That's rough, man.
Well, we're gonna have some fun with this, guys. A big thumbs up.
Let's do it.
Here's a thumbs up. Like this video. Yep. Say hello to everyone. All right, KARL. Well, look. Let's get to the first brass balls of this one.
Let's get down into the meat and bones, laddie. To be sure.
Look, I couldn't find any some pork and sausages. Was it Irish sausages? So I got some pork. Got some pork there, laddie.
It's not pork.
Oh yeah. The Wi-Fi is finally working this time.
It actually is. I'm having said that, we're dangerous now. Yeah.
Don't fucking jinx it, you bastard.
Let's do this. What's first, Phil? What are you throwing out at me first? What are we going to do?
So I've got salubrious pork, right? What do you got there, mate?
I am going to bring out a bit of your guests from last week. I have the very last drop of the Andrews Pepper Patch. It's their Chernobyl pineapple. This is the one that I started with, I think, the last day. This is some good stuff. This is some good stuff.
I really need to get my hands on that stuff, hey, because that looks legit.
Just to keep it going anyway, I suppose, and keep the guestage going. I actually really enjoyed their video last week, man. It was hilarious. Keith and Nathan. Two crazy dudes.
Two crazy guys. Wow. Look, I gotta give kudos to one thing. One thing I didn't expect was look, nothing against Keith and Nathan. It's just from where they're from, obviously Indiana and Tennessee. That they were very slow talking kind of guys. They weren't lacking intelligence. They just speak very slowly. And then when Nathan busted out that horse racing commentary, I was like, "Oh yeah, wow, where did that come from?" And then
he should have been an auctioneer.
And then he said he was an auctioneer at one stage. And he did a little auctioneer. And he said, sold, and then the gold went. I was like, wow.
That's man.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, well, let's get the obvious stuff. So look, tell us about your first chili experience, mate. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud.
Oh, salubrious pork from Chili Sweet. Thank you, guys. Love it.
Very nice. As you can tell, we're starting with the mildest. It's a down the hatcher. Beautiful stuff. Anyway,
is it really mild, or is it just you acting?
No, it genuinely is. It's a beautiful all around kind of spice. It's not take your breath away or something. Just a good initial heat, you know. For me, I suppose first chili experience, eating jalapenos out the jar as a kid. Going to the cinema, you get jalapenos and melted cheese with nachos on the side, and that was kind of the initiation to eating things and kind of feeling a bit of a kick. And as you get older, then start including stuff into your meals, and it kind of got to a point then where it's just like you want to try something different, and there isn't much of an availability of stuff here in Ireland, basically. So you got to grow it yourself if you want to eat the hot stuff.
And you couldn't try cockatoo.
I'm all good for him, Phil.
Right?
I'm all good. I'm all good for the cockatoos, mate. Thanks.
You could cook a bar. Okay. Anyway, mate. All right. So, what's the next one you got there, mate? I have. Gorgeous smoky jerk, smoky joik. Yeah.
This is a smuggled sauce from Kentucky from Mike Thompson. This is his habanero and cherry, and I thought I'd give him a little shameless plug here as well. This is some good stuff.
Yeah,
tasty sauce. Yeah, it's a tasty sauce. It has a nice little kick to it now as well. So, in fairness to him, it was a tasty one. I'm gonna go.
Your little baby spoon, Seamus.
Your wombats. Mass is like, yeah, bloody wombats. Anyway, Matty, you're telling me, look, obviously, running a page where you're giving advice and stuff like that to everyone about their plants and things like that. Tell us a few of your frequently asked questions. You're like, oh, my plants are sick and where? Yeah.
Oh, the usual. Whoa. Yeah, my plant looks ill. Or what lights are you using? I think that's the big one. You know, 100% two of the bigger ones. You know, give them the old zinc special, I think is what it has come to now. You know, plants are definitely lacking in zinc.
It's like, I thought you were about to say plants are food, not friends.
Yes. Friends. Speaking of which, I have this little guy here, my little Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. This little guy here who's sitting beside me in the 6 liter. We're doing a bit of a comp, myself and David Martinez.
I thought that was a joint for a second. Then I was like, what? He's very happy guy.
It looks like a doobie from this side, but it doesn't from that side. It's a bit thin, you know. It's a little bit on the thin side, but.
So tell us, like, what's the question you get every single day? You're like, oh, I gotta write this stuff down or put a header up there. Like, listen, the answer to this question is, and just like, yeah.
I think the most frequently asked question is seeds. Have you got seeds? Would you trade seeds? I think that is the most frequently asked question. I think that in itself, I think we have a little bit of a running joke going with pigeons and seagulls and stuff, seed, bird food.
Yeah.
The little correlation between the two there. So
Mike says more comeback.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's how you get the 5 foot tall Carolina Reapers and Harvest Pods in December. You got to give them the old CalMag. Yeah.
Mousy says, have a chili doobie.
Yeah, put a doobie in the fridge. It's a chili doobie. Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
Oh, Dad. And so what's like? Let's go with the other bit. So on the other end of the scale, what's the least asked question that you usually get? That's a bit rarer. That it's more rare for you to actually hear something from someone, and you're like, oh, finally, someone's asked that question. Like what have you got in that kind of order?
I think when people start talking about the health of soil in a pot, when people actually correlate the fact that you're trying to create a biosphere or an ecosphere inside a piece of plastic, either you're doing it indoor or you're doing it outdoor, and you're trying to create this world, a very complex thing which exists underneath your feet, which people don't understand the first thing about. I think when people come forward with something like that and interpret some level of intelligence, those are the questions that I love to answer, though, because it requires me to actually think. Oh, people are using their brains about things, and it's good. It's better to get off the norm. I know it's all about to the individual. I don't mean to come across as
get off norm. Seriously,
ladies and gentlemen, Phil has left the building.
Or at least his brain.
No, I think not to run anybody down. I think, but it's good to diversify. It's good to hear something different. People are in all different levels and skill gaps, and it is very hard for somebody like me behind a phone screen or a computer screen to be able to diagnose a problem or to give some advice or help or whatever. You gotta be a little bit more descriptive, I think, at the end of the day. So that's something that definitely helps.
Yeah, at least you're not prescribing antibiotics to everyone, and then give them a script and charge them $300.
Take 2 of them and call me in the morning.
I like that. That's good. Take 2 and call me in the morning, boy. All right.
Yeah, you said it, buddy.
Wow.
You said it.
So what do you got there next, mate? I've got I better say Irish 100. I got some raspberry 100 here from Firing Line Gourmet Chilies. It was made by Firing Line Gourmet Chilies, but the weird thing was he only made 100 of these bottles. They got so popular, he's made like thousands of them now. They're so good. And a little tip, if you ever do get it, try it with something with cinnamon. So like Coca-Cola or some Fireball, just makes the raspberry pop. It's just wow. What do you got there, mate?
I got sent some stuff recently from a man called Tim. He lives in the United States. I do believe he lived over on Irish soil, or at least English soil at some time, from Foraged Fire Foods. And his smoked chocolate ghost. My God, this stuff is absolutely delicious. This really is. This is one that I could put it on everything, but I'm telling myself not to because it's not going to last. It's one of those. One of those bottles. It's a tasty one. Like
I've gone through.
It is a tasty one.
I've gone through 3 bottles of my favorite sauce from Chilli sauce already. Ironically, it is an Irish themed sauce.
Keelties, is it?
Keelties, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Who that does it here in New South Wales, in Australia. But, wow, it's great sauces. And his smoked Chipotle is my favorite. And then there's the pie sauce is just legit. But same thing. I'm like, I want to eat it on everything. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, I can't stop myself. Yeah. Another good question I want to ask you, Matty, is Irish chili growers. Like, where did you get the idea for the page and the name and everything like that? Let's talk us through that, mate.
Oh, Jesus. That's a very good drunken mistake at 4 o'clock in the morning. Would that cover it? No. There's a complete gap in the market. It's not. I'm not trying to capitalize. I'm not going to be trying to become some sort of an Ed Curry or something and just.
I thought you were going to say any memory.
It's nothing like that. It's not. It wasn't a dream I had. I do honestly think that there's a serious lack of hot peppers in Ireland, and maybe even to just at some point be some little bit involved, I think, in it, to bring something to Ireland, growing them here and kind of creating a bit of interest. Maybe, when all this COVID crap has gone away, another shameless plug here for Edit the Ice Lady. Ooh, face mask. Check out her merch. Woo! No, I 100%. I think that we need to bring more chili related goodness to Ireland in every way, make, shape, or form. That was the reason for the page. It's not just about all this serious kind of stuff and people just begging for stuff or looking for help, and it's just needless. It's it's a place where there's a bit of humor, a place where we can have a laugh and engage with people, and maybe learn something.
Tim's just going to himself.
Yeah. I know. Tim, this is the one that I'm doing next. Send me more, Tim, please, for the love of God. Send me more, Tim. It's nearly gone, Tim.
Trying yours, Tim. Had to bring you in.
No. Honestly, yeah, that last sauce, that last one from Tim. I'm going shameless plugs here.
Shameless plugs? What?
It's like barbecue sauce.
You say Seamus. I said Seamus. I said Seamus.
It doesn't happen like Irish people.
Seamus, laddie. To be sure.
Although Germany's chili dessert. Oh, okay, right. Love what this guy's gripping his passion with this stuff is about honesty. Not honestly. Honestly. Yeah, okay.
It is good though. It is
good.
Right. All jokes aside, all humor aside, I'm honestly humbled. He sent me 4 delicious sauces, and I'm happy to be able to say it here in front of people. They're all 4 of them equally as good. Top class stuff. Seriously.
Because look, when you think Ireland, right? You don't really think chili. You don't think true chili or not true chili.
Now say Pogue Mahone. Put the hat on. Pogue Mahone. Kiss my ass.
Pogue Mahone. You wouldn't think that I come from a land down under, do you?
Oh, we're gone mad, Phil. We're gone mad. Get out the didgeridoo, Phil. Oh, Phil, get out the didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Bravo.
I've actually gone past this performance and they're playing the didgeridoo. And I go, you know how people play air guitar? I said, you know how to play the air ditch? And they look at me funny. They're going, what do you mean? They're going like this. They're going, what the fuck? What? Good luck. And I'll be like, I'm going to give that guy some money now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phil is Nuts show.
I'm going to try
Right, where are we going next, Phil? What's going to be our next bad boy?
All right, so I was just speaking of this one before, right? This is these Irish sauces, the hand smoked Chipotle barbecue, dude. Is this the one you've been raving about? This is my 3rd bottle, man, and I drink this shit. It's fucking legit, And I've got to give kudos to sauces when they're really, really good, and this is legendary, I've raved to it about people. And just wow, yeah, I love this sauce. You can just put it on anything, mate. It's just so cool. And because I'm already a barbecue sauce fiend, but this is just wow, yeah. All right. So what do you got there, mate? What's the one you have?
I'm sorry, I just had it up on the screen there while you were giving us your life story again, as per usual. All jokes aside, this out of the 4 anyway, personally, this one is my favorite. It's that MOA Scotch bonnet, but it has roasted pumpkin, peach, and Sri Lankan spices. It's beautiful. It's like going to an Indian restaurant, and there is a nice little kick to it as well.
I'm getting a happy ending as well.
Beautiful.
A very, very happy ending.
Getting a very happy ending. Very good.
My tongue gets very hot. Yes, very good.
You get free rice and extra hand jobs. Wait, what? All right. So, look, I want to ask you, what was the best advice for chili growing advice that you've actually been given, and that you've given, that you gave, and then also what's the worst as well? So, advice
the best advice anyway, 100% is that you don't know everything, because if you know everything, then it's boring, you know, and every day should be a learning day. I think that is the best advice. That I think the more humble people that bestow that upon you, I think you know that they're, you know, throw a name out there now, like for instance, Reagan Parkinson. He's from out your side of the world, and he from Flame and Devil. Like he knows his stuff.
Rocky.
He's top class. He keeps it humble, you know. So that's definitely probably some of the best advice I've been given. Is you don't know everything, you know.
I got this guy from Reg's territory, Tasmanian Devil. Terry, how you going, Terry? No, Terry, no. Stay later. Anyway, yeah, Tasmanian Devils. Yeah, Reg Parkinson's a bit of a legend, mate. He has some mad crops, mad advice, mad products. You know, I don't know, like Tasmania is very similar kind of
geographically.
Weather and stuff like that as Ireland, you know, it does get frost, it does get cold, you know. So to see a person in Tasmania like Reg succeed so well with so much crops, so many products, so much flavor and heat at the same time, quality, you know, it obviously takes some skill. It takes some
100%.
Some intelligence,
100%.
some thought and some experience like that. And I'm guessing that's the same kind of thing with you. You know, you've got to get a bit more ingenuity in what you're doing if you don't have, you know, summer all year round. You know, most of Australia, it's easy. You can be a lazy kind of farmer. I'm not saying all farmers in Australia are lazy. No way. But what I'm saying is you don't have to be as inventive. Whereas in Troy Island and down Tasmania, you've got to be a bit more inventive, a bit more smarter about what you do. Yeah.
Shout out there to Chris Fowler as well in Wales. The man has had his polytunnels flooded so many times, and he's out there. His plants are surviving. He's out there with gas heaters in the middle of nowhere in Wales, and he is growing. Like every year, he sends me seeds and awesome stuff. And like, you know, if I ever needed advice, I think about things. He's definitely a guy. I would go to personally for advice. I give him a shout out 100%. He's top class chili head 100%.
So you say his fields got flooded, did he?
The polytunnel in the area, the park or the farm area had been flooded. I don't know, was it maybe even 2 or 3 times it's been flooded, but once was, you know, maybe 2 or 3 feet deep, you know, the whole polytunnel, and so, everything came back and all his peppers and, you know, crazy story. Like, and he's still at it. Like,
see, if it was me, I just put some floaties on it. No, okay. You're like, you fucking idiot. Fucking Australians.
That might work. It might work in Australia, but it won't work here.
You put floaties and everything's safe, you bloody crazy bastard. Chris Fowler, amazing rare bench. Yeah, legend.
Mad as a hatter. You're mad as a hatter, man.
Chris is a great guy. Mad as a hatter. Okay.
Oh, to be sure, Seamus.
And so, you reckon that's the best advice you've been given? And like, well, back in that category again, like what is the worst advice you've been given? What's something you just got, what the hell was that about? Like, you know?
Add Cal Mag.
And you just sort of like, duh, or you sort of like, no.
That's probably some of the worst advice I think you can give.
What?
It's a running joke now at this stage. Like just
all my leaves are deficient. Give it some Cal Mag. Everything will be okay. Just 10 drops of Cal Mag makes your problems go away.
And so for those who aren't like amazing chili growers or don't know exactly what you mean, tell us a bit more, elaborate a bit more on this whole Cal Mag thing. Like for those that aren't
calcium and magnesium deficiency. So I think the main issue that a lot of people are running into is their pH or a change of the potential hydrogen balance in the soil. Now, when they see a problem and they add nutrients because the pH is off, no goodness happens. It's not green. The plant can't access the nutrients. So they think, you know, the next thing is to add calcium and magnesium. You know, it's like, let's just try that, you know, or Epsom salt, or just throw a load of stuff. Actually, if you balance your pH, and get your pH dialed in, and then start giving your plant just water which is balanced. I use 6.2 pH water, and it's absolutely perfect for a plant in a soil medium at least. So you know, rather, you know, look at it simply versus spending a load of money or, you know, asking for willy-nilly advice. I can tell you 100,000 things.
I wouldn't-
that could be all
I wouldn't
lies.
I wouldn't be walking around town asking for willies. Hey, yeah, Ed Badley, yeah. But what are you saying there? What were you saying there?
You're fucking mad.
I'll let you go. Anyway, but no, what was he saying? It sounds like it's got a slightly alkalinic, so not alkaline, one is a slightly acidic pH balance there with the soil.
So
Is that right?
7.0 on the pH scale is neutral, and you want to be slightly acidic, which is lower than 7.0.
Which not everyone knows.
When you're above
7.0,
7.0, you're basic. So
you're a basic bitch. Stop it. No. So no, what you're saying is lower than 7 is acidic, and then higher than 7 is alkaline. Right?
Very good. Yes, that's what it is. Absolutely beautiful.
Don't ever do it. Stop it. No, don't again. Just like that. All right. So look, let's get the next sauce cracking, matey. I've got this funny Aussie Gold. This is one of the few sauces that actually has tincture in it and tastes good too.
Very
Right?
nice.
It's like I say to many people, like tincture, you don't think tincture and think, tasty. You think, fuck, it's gonna be hot, right? And this is it. It's a good sauce. It's got some good flavors in it, and it's got heaps of different chilies. But it's amazing to see like a tincture that like lives up to a good flavor as well. It has a good name.
Right.
Yeah. And so to have someone go Aussie Gold, that's a pretty proud boast, But it's gold. It's a really good sauce. Yeah. Yeah. What do you got there, man?
I'm going to go with a store, one from the shop here that I absolutely love. This Cali Sriracha. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. This is like wasteful. This is like milk on cereal. You just throw it in there. It doesn't matter. It's not like the heat is going to blow your socks off, but the flavor of it for a store bought stuff. It is beautiful. Very, very nice. So I'm going to throw this one in here into the mix.
Right. Oh yeah. And so for those who don't know, Tracy made this one. Tracy's Chili Obsession made Aussie Gold. It's an amazing sauce. Yeah. So look, the question I want to ask you, mate, is look, you've got all this stuff going. How do you keep up with a family work chili buns? It's freaking
it's impossible.
Crazy. How do you do it all?
It's impossible. You can't. I'm in college at the minute as well. Trying to bulk up the knowledge that I've picked up over the past 20-something years and put some paperwork to all this knowledge and advice that I'm given. So at least, if I'm telling somebody something, it's going to be factual. At least, it's coming from hard fact. It's not something. I heard it from my friend and. I'd rather be able to keep it. I was talking to this fella down the pub, and he gave me some great advice. He said, "Cal Mag." Cal Mag, he said. I drink to that.
Have you got any shoes? Speaking of, I wanted to ask you, look, you and I, me and you, like you and I, me and you, me, myself, and Irene. We go back and forth. We've got a few voices under our belts, man. How many voices do you reckon you could do? How many voices is there you got under your belt, you reckon?
I honestly don't know. They'd start getting jumbled into one now.
You're like, there's about as many as there is personalities in my head.
Pretty much. I definitely don't want to be leaving them on camera. Holy Jesus Christ. I'd have the dudes at my front door in a half an hour's time with the white coat. Come on, you're going to put your... Oh, this is a great jacket. Oh, yeah.
This jacket lets you give your own hugs. It's
Pretty much.
Imagine the Joker every time he gets locked in, he's like, well, here we are again.
What about you, Phil? How many voices can you do?
No, I stopped counting at holy shit and lost my mind.
Pretty much. I'd be there with you now as well.
Yeah. I think it's sort of to do with like how many TV shows you watch as a kid, And
pretty much.
What was this? Somebody said that what was the word they used? You're pop culture educated or something. I was like, I like that. I'm pop culture educated. I'm like, yes, let's say that my pop culture intelligence is very high. don't know. Fucking.
I definitely
good,
wouldn't think. I definitely don't think mine is my pop culture is high. I wouldn't know the first fucking thing, to be honest with you. I don't really care. But if it's a good show, good cartoon, I'm definitely going to keep up with it or something. You know, like Rick and Morty or Family
Rick
Guy
and
or
Morty,
something like that, man. Like,
you know, our Rick and Morty voice.
South Park, like all of the, you know, those gems, The Simpsons. I think everyone, you know, who does a few voices grew up with The Simpsons. Like, I mean, there's so many characters in that as well. Like, you know, it's
the countries that I've been to in the world so far, right? There's seem to be three things that are constant, right? Is The Simpsons, McDonald's, and Coca-Cola. Right?
pretty much.
Everyone knows what it is, you know? And you just mention that, they're like, oh, and they'll just immediately say that, you know? It's bizarre. So I like that. But like, can you do a Rick and Morty voice at all?
I don't know, my Rick and Morty voice is up to scratch. I
Like,
wouldn't consider. I wouldn't think that they're. That's actually really good. Your Morty is really good. My favorite. I think I love Bird Person and that, and the cat, the Squanch cat. Get the fuck out of here! I'm gonna squanch. He's inside in the wardrobe. You know that guy's squanching. That was so funny. That was hilarious, man. Hilarious.
I got to say though, you have
comical, like
have the best Herbert the Pervert voice I've ever heard. You really have. I love it.
Get your fat ass back here.
Come on, Chris. Yeah.
Haven't seen Chris in a couple of days.
I've been hiding.
Come back, bring me some good news.
It's going to turn into the Family Guy show now in 2 minutes.
Yeah. I've been hiding from you, Mr. Herbert. Wait a minute. Are you a pedophile?
Mr. Pervert. I've been hiding.
Oh, all right. Hey, mate.
Dear Diary. Jackpot.
Well, I just know he goes, hey, Nick, 18 it? Nope. Okay. hey, look. You see what's in her? Yeah. Okay. There's those little lines where he just keeps popping in, and I like that moment where he's in the Navy and he's like shaved his balls or whatever. He goes, "Hey, Peter, does this look like a cute?" He goes, "No." He goes, "How about now?" I'm like, what? So random. I love it. All right, mate. We're going to keep moving on.
The most, just before we go any further, the most random thing I've ever seen in Family Guy that is worth mentioning is when Peter turns around randomly and just goes, "Oh, hey, how did these get up here?" And it's his chin. It looks like a pair of balls. And he just takes his chin away and puts it down his pants, like completely random. That still gets me to this day.
I can just imagine Quagmire going,
"Oh, hey, how did those get here?"
Yeah, I can just imagine Quagmire going, "Oh, right."
Where are we gonna go?
Okay, so the next one I got, mate, is Viking Chilli Freeze Fire. Haha, what do you got there? Snow. Jim Snow.
I'm gonna represent some of the snow, the Jim Snow.
Jim Snow represent.
Whoop. And his Chipotle ghost sauce.
Nice.
Sweet.
Somebody's whispering in the background. You got some poltergeist there?
Well, some cats with the friendly ghosts. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. I'm in the middle of an interview.
Jesus, if I said that, man, I'd have a fucking shiner.
Jimmy!
Jimmy, hey, Jimmy, where's your sauce, laddie? Hey!
Grease me up, woman!
Jim Snow makes good stuff. The jerky, you gotta send that man a message. It is the best beef jerky.
No, I
was in America for many years, and the beef jerky the man makes is quality. Some of the best jerky I've ever had.
Tommy Dow says, I love Jim sauces. And all I have to say about America, right? Wait, all I have to say about America is, ready? America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! Okay, so
America, fuck yeah!
What was that? That was when I was in quarantine, right? I was just like, what would you do? You have to give up your freedom. I'm like, in that quarantine hotel, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So, the question I want to ask you, mate, is sources from the crops to the bottles process. You got a couple under your sleeve now. Tell us how that works, mate.
Grow the chilies, chop them up, stick them in a bucket, add salt water, ferment them for 2 or 3 months, drain them out, fuck them into a blender, throw in some stuff, zip it up, cook it, and put it in a bottle. Pretty much. I was going to save this for the end for the old the shameless plug. It looks like baby's vomit, but it tastes so goddamn good.
Stuff from the other side. Anyway, yeah, okay.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. It sounds so appetizing.
I'll send you 2 bottles. I'll sign them as well.
Nah, that sounds good actually. You're like, I'm gonna make this bottle disappear.
All jokes aside, the whole sauce making thing is just, what do you do when you grow a boatload of peppers? What are you going to do with them? You're either going to sell them to people, give them to people, freeze them. Pretty much. So what are you going to do with them? You're going to, turn them into sauce, try and preserve them in some way. And I think doing a ferment, for at least a month is the best way. It brings out a lot of flavor. You get to kind of mess around with different heat levels, and the more pepper mash you add, the more of a kick it's got. So it's kind of a bit of experimentation as well.
You just said to me, what would you do with a boatload of peppers, right? See, me and you are quite different people. You're a grower and I'm a shower. No way, that sounds wrong.
I'll take that title. That's fine.
That's up to my grave.
It's really cold in here.
Yeah, I was in the pool. Yeah, right. No, but like, I can. Oh no, I just can imagine. No, I can just imagine me. Have you ever seen that Adventure Time episode where they're reading a book and it's like 900 years back in the past? It's a nursery rhyme book, and they think it's a spell book, and he goes, right, read the spell, and he goes, oh, little Jack Warner sat in the corner eating his curds of pie. He stuck out his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, oh, what a good boy am I. And then next thing you know, they goes, I want to be a good boy. And they keep sticking their thumbs into bowl holes. And I can just imagine me with cutting holes into chilies going, what a good boy am I? What am I good boy? And just lacing everyone's food and everyone's cups and things everywhere they touch them. They're like, oh, what a good boy am I? Or what good boy am I?
Phil, has anyone ever told you that you should be on TV? Seriously. You should be doing this. Whatever, we need to get you onto TV, man. National TV.
Let's do it.
Then you'd have the budget to be able to have a boatload of peppers in your little.
I'm gonna make this thumb disappear.
Yeah. I hope Phil was not wearing gloves during filming.
Phil is a complete idiot. Do not try it.
The jackass warnings. Warning.
Oi, that's something I mentioned actually. I noticed, I was like, when I was watching a whole bunch of Johnny Scoville's things, and I love Johnny Scoville. This is not a rip of Johnny Scoville, right? But when I noticed he goes, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. And I'm just like, why does that sound familiar? That intro sounds so familiar. And then I watched a Jackass episode. He goes, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Jackass. I was like, oh, that's it. That's where it's from.
Are you saying Johnny Scoville stole his intro from Jackass?
I don't know, but it
makes
copyright. Yeah, YouTube's like
demonetizing. Wait, no, take it back.
No. It just makes sense though with the chili world, where you just like, I'm about to do something really crazy and stupid. Don't try this kind of shit at home. Ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
No, and I'm like,
I definitely put the two of those into that category 100%.
Mike, thanks, Magic Mike. Mike goes, it'd be better than what's on TV now. No, stop it.
It would actually be better than what's on TV now, to be honest. I don't watch much TV anymore anyway, unless it's a show on Netflix maybe or something.
Imagine me on like a game show. It's like, now you can take the $100,000 or what's in the box. The box. And within this beauty box, you get a free set of steak knives.
They better be $100,000 steak knives or you're dead.
You're fucking. Well, buddy, the next one I've got now is Dr. Paul's hot sauce. And this one's from WA, Western Australia. This one's called Ruby's Reaper, right? This one I probably rate at about maybe 1.2 million Scoville. So she's got some heat. Yeah. She's got some bloody heat.
I'm not going to say this is a 1.2 millionaire, but it's got a bit of a kick, and we'll smash this in.
It's got a small bit of kick, Chris. Ooh, that's nasty. Haven't seen the paperboy in a couple of days. Hoping he come by and bring me some good news.
So you're going to ask him if he's going to put the lotion on his skin.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Have you heard that song? It rubs the lotion on its skin, and it gets the hose again. That's actually a song. Yeah, I was like, anyway.
We need to get this on our background music. Let's go.
Yeah.
Real slow 70s kind of, It rubs the lotion on the skin.
Rubs the lotion on the skin. Now that's that song that goes, Killer on the Run. Yeah, anyway.
The Doors.
The Doors, yeah. Anyway, look, like you're saying, you sort of mentioned there, you're in horticulture. Apparently, you actually left your job to go to college to do this kind of horticulture. Tell us about that. Tell us, elaborate on that story, man. I don't want to hear that. So, cheers, buddy.
Thanks very much, Phil. I already took the shot, but I'll take another one anyway since you're on your own. Sure, why not? I may as well. I wouldn't amp it up as anything super special. Leaving my job, best decision I've ever done in my whole life.
Why is that, mate?
F you to the man. Stick it up your bum, the man. Not literally, but fuck it.
Okay, sorry.
I've been working in construction for many, many years. I've given my time to things, and when I like to do something, I like to do it right. And when you just think you've kind of just done what you needed to do, it's time to go and do something else. And growing has always been in the background for me. My grandfather was a master gardener. I've had a great kind of rapport with planting and growing things my whole life. It's just something I've always wanted to do, and that's what I want to do. So when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you think about, it should be like your passion or whatever you're into. Growing plants is my thing. It's what I love. So that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I said, "Fuck you, the man."
Yeah, I've never been a master grower. I'm more of a master debater.
Debater, a master debater.
So
to be sure.
So you're happy with your decision to do that, to jump into college and do a horticultural stuff?
We're locked down over just kind of coming up for about 367 days. Ireland is kind of in lockdown, so better time to be in college learning something than to be scrimping and scraping it by when things are already bad enough and construction jobs aren't there and open.
That's right.
It was a wise move, I think, more than anything for me now at this stage. That's how I feel about it,
I wanted to ask you that. Like, construction must be a very frustrating job to do, because in Australia, if it starts raining, we usually shut down a construction site. Do you guys do that in Ireland, or? No, it's just part of the background noise, is it?
You bring wet gear.
Yeah.
There you go. Job done.
There you go. Yeah, because it just sort of reminds me of that joke. There's that joke. What's his face? Danny Boy. He just goes, imagine what's his face? Noah going around the world, and he's going, let's be 40 days and 40 nights of rain. People going, oh, you're crazy, old man. No,
love Ireland. You love Ireland.
Yeah. Right? And then he goes, you must have had the best reception in Ireland. Like rocking about Ireland. There's to be 40 days and 40 nights of rain. They're like, no, you're up, pal. You're in Ireland. You're on 65 now. And I'm like, that'd be so true.
There's a place in Ireland where it rains over 250 days a year.
That's pretty wild, bro. That is pretty wild.
That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, mate. Well, let's go on to the next question. I've got one here from 13 Angry Scorpions. This is Jekyll and Hyde. It's labeled freakishly hot. Whoa.
I'm going to get in here with this delicious Scotch bonnet sauce, man. Another delicious one.
Delicious, nutritious, tastes like chicken.
If it tastes like chicken, then you keep on
licking. Like that. You give a licking. Anyway,
and give it the old.
To be sure, Seamus.
Be sure. Burn
No burning them down. Leave the leprechauns out of this. Listen, This interview is over if you don't leave the leprechauns out of this. I told you at the start of this interview, you leave my family alone, all right?
But I just want you Lucky Charms. Come on.
Where's my pot of gold, Seamus? Where is it? Where's my pot of gold?
All right. So look, the question I want to ask you next, Matty, is look, Australia versus Ireland versus like US chili quality, flavors, growing products. Tell us a bit about that. Like, what things you've noticed, and those kind of products, and obviously the way they grow and stuff like that. Tell us with that. So, cheers, mate.
You're going to have to repeat that question, I think, anyway, Phil, 100%, because that was one of those ambiguous.
Ireland and Australia and USA. What are you on about?
So,
no, sorry. Throw it again, please. Thanks, mate.
So between like Australia, Ireland, and the US, kind of what's the chili quality difference of flavors, then obviously growing products. Like, what's the things that you've noticed are the differences in those kind of products, flavors, and obviously the growing? Like we were talking about before, we're saying there's different climates. Obviously, you've got to do different things. But what have you noticed? The differences.
Well, when for me as a person where I am, and because of COVID, we're obviously not out seeing where all these peppers are growing. We're looking at it from a phone. I think the majority of us are. We're looking either from a phone or a computer screen, so it's virtually. But for me as a person in Ireland, looking at Australia and looking at USA, I see a lot of stuff coming out of Australia. Like, I think it's kind of gone on to the next level. It's evolved, if you will. Some of the stuff that's coming out of there that they're growing is ridiculous. And I'll gladly give a shout out there to Ross Barber, David Martinez, and Sean Hill there from Finos and Crosses, because it's a pleasure to be a part of that group, in fairness. The stuff that they're throwing out there is, I think it's Chili Growers of Queensland. It's run by Ollie. Also some great stuff I see on there the whole time as well. So there is some serious quality. And, you know, again, I'm looking at a lot of other people that I'd be friends with from the United States. I'm not in very many of the US groups, I think one or two others. And a lot of the people that I just see, the stuff that they're doing, they're coming out with, like Russ Walker, for instance. He's grown some phenomenal stuff. He's growing a lot of stuff, DWC. He's growing a lot of stuff in a tent in his garage, and he's just filled it with grow lights, and it looks awesome. You know, there's a lot of that kind of underground, you know, personal hobbyist growing, and then you've some other people that are just growing on commercial, large scale. But
yeah,
they don't. When you start kind of getting into that realm, you know, it's getting onto where I would like to be myself. I think in a few years is have a large enough scale operation here to have, you know, more than enough chili, I think, for the entire 6.5 million population that we have. You know, we have one of our provinces here is the same size as Holland, and we've 6.5 million people here, and Holland has 19 or 20 million people living there. So our population is very low. So I think maybe me, one grower, if I could, I might grow enough chili peppers for all of Ireland. I think there'd be enough spice in one massive polyton. That's the end goal here anyway.
Do you think there's a reason why there's not as many Irish people as there is people in Holland?
They're in America. They're everywhere else. they all left Ireland. They're like, we've had enough of the rain and the leprechauns and all this happy magical stuff. We're done. We're getting out of here. Let's go somewhere else. And they're better off too, I'd say.
Yeah, and they're going to go follow Conor McGregor. Yeah.
Oh, to be sure. I'll fight you, laddie. Come on.
Well, fight you. Come on. Yeah. Why I order?
Why I oughta. Get out of here.
Hey, Frenchie, shout out to that.
Shed there.
Another Simpsons reference. Simpsons reference.
All right, mate. Well, speaking of companies with diversity, this is another good one there too. In Australia, it's called Cobra Chili, and their slogan is "Face the Fury." Right. This one's called Fever. It's 1.6 million Scoville. It's pretty warm. They've got some.
That's a hot sauce, man. That's a hot sauce. Yeah, let's just be honest. Like anything over a million, I don't care. Like it's a hot pepper. It's gonna be hot, and any sauce that's containing some smack bang goodness. Some real Lucky Charms.
No, but
I don't know. We might get some of this Tabasco in here. You know what?
But one of the things I really like about the Cobra chili is they got some really crazy flavors. Tabasco, McKinley's, Scorpion.
That Scorpion edition. So
nice.
Cheers. Thank you very much, Jim Snow. When he sent me the jerky, he sent me sauce, and he sent me a bottle of this, and I'm delighted to get it. Thank you very much, Jim.
So good.
Awesome.
So good luck to the back of your throat for a while.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
To be sure, you take a bit of chili sauce. It's going to stop me.
Moments later.
Yeah.
Just projectile vomiting across the room or something, no, for my luck.
But one thing I wanted to say about the Cobra, mate, is they got a lot of diverse flavors. One of them is like a burger sauce, and it reminds you, you're eating it, and it tastes like you're eating a Big Mac. And I'm like, wow, this is legit. Another flavor I tried, like burger. Yeah, well, no, it's more focused on like the meatiness of the burger, and it's got cheesy, and it's meaty and cheesy. And dude, I'm like eating a burger in this sauce. It's so good. Where other burger sauce, like you said, it's pickly or it's mayo-y, and I'm like, this one I'm like, it's like I'm eating a burger. It's so good. Anyway,
nice man.
Question I want to ask you: look, it's growing and changing tastes in chili heads. Tell us about this thing that you're calling, you sort of labeled a new age and new wave chili heads. So let's go into that one. So cheers, bud.
New age chili heads, I think, is a rhetorical statement that you just made up to make me seem like I'm interesting and know what I'm talking about.
No, you told me that.
Things are changing all the time. Everything has to change and everything has to evolve. Otherwise, it wouldn't be interesting. It's just the new wave of how things are growing. I don't know. I can't speak from, I suppose, community experience that it's there or it's available. But I honestly think there is a new obsession. It's become a kind of a bit of a wave. It's become a kind of a thing where, it's maybe trendy or the hip thing, perhaps, maybe, to start growing chilies, which is good for chili people, as long as it doesn't start getting drowned out with, add CalMag and all that kind of stuff. Should be good,
Come on, man, it's good for you.
CalMag is good for you.
And so obviously you're just sort of saying that, like, there's growing and changing tastes in chili. What do you think the growing taste is? What's the change that's sort of, where is it evolving to? What's the direction? What do you feel?
Well, for me in Ireland, I think Irish people are eating a lot more chili. There's a lot more availability of it in the last 10 years, let's say. You go into a supermarket, you're either gonna get a bag of jalapenos or a bag of jalapenos or a bag of jalapenos, and that's it. and now at least you might be able to get some habanero or a couple of peri-peri or something. So at least things that way, as for the consumer, are improving. But if I get to where I'd like to be in a couple of years' time and be able to produce some peppers commercially, there's going to hopefully be maybe a bit more of an abundance, at least.
So tell me, where do you think is the king of the chili world right now? Is it America or Australia or Ireland?
That nowhere.
No
one is the king. Nobody is the king. I don't care who you are or how good you are. Don't come into this pepper thing being, I'm the best. Look at my big balls. Ooh. That shit don't work.
It's so shiny.
For me and the way I see it, don't be coming in here procrastinating and I'm the best, I'm the King Kong. Come in and be humble, hang out with the lads and have a good time. I think that's the attitude you should adopt to survive.
So don't do a Denzel Washington in Training Day. Remember that line he said? He goes, King Kong ain't got shit on me. Yep.
Pretty much. You think you got the cojones, man. You ain't got the cojones. No. Get out of here, man. You want to, you're punk, man.
You want to go to war? You want to go to war, essay? Don't you think so?
Did you just call me a term paper? An essay?
Paper. Oh, you got term paper. Okay, listen here. Assignment. Don't you start your assignment. All right, mate. So, moving on. I've got this. So we're talking about COVID-19, mate. I've got some COVID-19 right here, right? Uncle Mungo's COVID-19.
Nice. I've heard good things about this.
You notice even the Reaper, right? Even he's wearing a mask, So it's important to mask up, obviously, guys. But yeah, it's rated 19 out of 10 for the heat too. I love how cheeky the label is. What one you got there, mate?
I am going to bring it on with David Giard, or Giard. David Giard's Banana Man's Condiments. His Yellow Reaper and Onion, Garlic and Honey edition.
Did you ever watch that Banana Man show?
Nice. I didn't. I can't say that I did.
Oh, it was a cartoon where it's the superhero. He goes, during the day, he's a normal man, but at night, when he eats bananas, he becomes Banana Man. And he's like a superhero that has like bananas and shit for arms. It was.
No, I can't say. Can't say that I have, Phil.
Even as a kid, I was going, "What drugs did these people smoke to come up with this?" Like, and his nemesis was Apple Man. I'm like,
magic mushrooms. Fair.
Magic mushrooms. Yeah. All right. So what do you got there, buddy?
Mr. Banana Man back again. The Yellow Reaper and Onion. Let's get it down the hatch.
All right. So look, the question I want to ask you, Matty, and this is probably going to get into you now because you say picking up. What was your worst chili experience? And tell us your best one. Maybe your proudest moment. So cheers, mate.
The worst chili experience is handling chili without gloves and maybe going to the bathroom. I think we can all say that we've all had one of them. I'll be grand, I don't need gloves. I've washed my hands, I'll be fine. Sweet Jesus. Toilet paper in the fridge. Blowing air, it ain't gonna help. You're just gonna burn. You can get out a tub of ice cream. That's after giving me a little nicely done, David. Delicious.
That's my anus.
No thanks. But yeah, that's gonna be the worst chili. Anything regarding chili, improper handling of chili. Or the time I cooked chili sauce and it was particularly hot and I got a splash of sauce right in the corner of my eye. Yeah, pain central. That's the worst, definitely the worst. And I think the best.
I wiped some chili in my eye, right? I was scratching my eye, going, yeah, like that, right? Rubbed it, and I was driving, and I was going, ah! As I'm driving, I had the person next to me to hold the wheel, and be like, pull over here, like. It sucks.
It's the worst. It's chili is not meant to go in certain places in the body.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be applied liberally, everywhere. Anyway, yeah. And so the proudest moment, mate, you reckon?
Cheers, David. And the best moment I think is when you give somebody a bottle of chili sauce or something, or you give them some peppers, and then they send you a message, and it's usually, "What the fuck did you just give me?" And I'm there going, suckers. That's the best thing about growing chilies. But I'd never challenge somebody, I never dare somebody, and I'm always very forthcoming and honest. Like if it's hot, I tell them this is hot. Exactly, Carrie. Exactly, Carrie. No touching.
No touching. No suffering.
Me would like to mention on the chat because I get into big trouble,
No essays, no assignments,
No.
When I first read that, I thought it said, yeah, no touching wives and genitals, but that kind of makes sense too. Show me your genitals. Your genitals.
Yeah.
Show me your genitals.
Jean Lejoie was like, don't be touching your genitals when you've been handling chili sauce.
Yeah. And they mean that shit, And after I touched some extract and touched my downstairs mix-up, I suddenly had to get some detergent and the scourer, and I was in the shower going, man, that is red. That is really, really red.
Yeah.
I was
the time I got the chili sauce in my eye was literally, it was red like ketchup. It was.
Did you have the
ketchup?
So you had the eye?
It looked like it was after getting pink eye.
I have the pink eye. It's getting too tight.
Dang it! I have the pink eye.
You said it, Philly. You said it. Are we actually onto our last bottle already?
No, we've got two to go. This is the second last one.
Sweet.
All right. So, mate, this one is Where's the Dunny from Australia Extreme Chili Condiments. Gary Andrews,
Where is the Dunny?
Where's the Dunny? Yeah. This one's hot, man.
Jitter?
This one's, I reckon, is about 2 million Scoville or near it. It's pretty bloody hot. What do you got there, mate?
I'm actually going down a level of heat. I think I should have maybe had the Yellow Reaper after the Ducks Hot Agave, but I'm going with another plug for David Giard, as Keith Nichols calls him, David Giard. This
David Giard.
beautiful agave sauce. It's delicious. Another shameless shout out.
Another Seamus shout out.
Another Seamus shout out, Seamus. To be sure.
Sure to be sure.
I hope YouTube don't write you up for all the racism in this show.
Yeah, like the moderators will be thinking. The moderator's like, oh yeah, man.
It's Christmas. Yeah, do it. Get to the job.
Get to the job, you fools.
Yeah.
No.
Come on,
No.
Phil. Do it.
Come on. Okay, you ready? Okay, the question I want to ask you is, what's in the future of Irish KARL? Come on.
What's in the future is me stuck on the toilet bowl tomorrow night. No, the real future, sticking at the college thing and going for, clearing out the degree and in for a master's. Hopefully, that's the future for me anyway. What I'd like to do, and obviously keep it in horticulture. And I think maybe just expanding the Chilli network, I think, is the other thing, and
getting a master's. Getting a master's, a couple of blowjobs later. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for the knee pads, by the way. You're a legend.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I mean, you're after saving me serious rug burns.
I appreciate it.
But I just wanted to know, what was the magnifying glass and tweezers about that you sent me?
Yeah. Just experience.
I heard you were hung like a wallaby, Seamus.
I'm hung like a Tic Tac. Come here so I can press your breath.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Yes, but you can be anyway.
Hung like a Tic Tac, man. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah, that's really bad.
Come here so I can fresh your breath. Anyway, so you, and what else? Any more plans in the future with the Irish KARL, Irish chili growers thing?
The chili growers thing is going to do its thing over the next couple of months. The input is there. If somebody needs help, they send a message. It will build it will build on itself over time. I don't need to put too much emphasis in, I think, because hung like a field mouse. Mike is back at it again. How did I know that was Mike again? What I mean? Like,
rest of KARL, wish you a great future. Yeah.
Cheers, Carrie. Thank you very much. And to everyone who commented, and before we get down near the end, huge shout out to so many people that I talk to. Like, there are so many people that I speak to, and I think that's what makes the Chili universe or realm or community or whatever you want to call it so goddamn good. Because, like, from people sending you stuff, or just like you see a plant and you see some seeds and you're like, Jesus, I really want that, and you put up a post, and next thing you got people messaging you, and it's like, the buzz of having a pen pal when you were a 5-year-old, it's just only you're getting gifts of things that you want, so it's kind of like it's Christmas every day when you trade peppers, that's something I love, 100%. But again, shout out to so many people, all the people that I speak to regularly, yourself included, Phil. There's Gary, Edda, Mike, there's Reagan, Ross, Sean Hill, Christian Gibson, Neil Jangle, Edward Hunt, so many people. I see all these people on Facebook every day. I just want to they're doing an I ain't getting no plane. Let's bring out Mr. T.
God, plane. God damn it.
I ain't getting no plane. I pity the food and tell me those lads. But all of these people, I mean, there are so many people I cannot even begin to recollect the amount of them. And you know what? In fairness, fair play to my missus for putting up with me. She really supports, or I should technically say my fiance. Missus is just the Irish kind of term. But I'm taken, ladies. I'm taken. No, I got to give her a huge shout out to my fiance for everything that she does for me and putting up with me and listening to me blathering on about chilies, and my 5.5-year-old and all she does. And her fingers are great for picking out the chili seeds out of the bag, the individual seeds. So it's great. Child labor. Have kids. Child labor. Yeah. 100%.
I don't know what's
anyway, but before I turn into a waffle, Let's do this thing, Phil. Come on,
In the
let's
morning.
do this thing.
In the morning, make waffles. All right, so this next
In the
one.
morning, I make a waffle.
Whatever you do, don't look down, don't care. Shrek, I'm looking down. Okay. So this one, you got Scorpion Strike on steroids, is arguably the hottest sauce in Australia. It's rated about 2.25 million Scoville. This is a hot mamma jamma. So yeah, when you use this one,
enough. I think that's enough, Phil. I think that is enough. Actually,
when
if you want to give me, I was going to do a shameless plug of my own sauce. You know, if somebody wants to buy some sauce, send me a message. I'll send you sauce. I'll send you sauce, and it tastes good. 1 second, I'm actually going to grab something else here.
You're gonna grab something else. Ooh, don't worry. What are you grabbing? Hopefully it's good. But what is it? What are you grabbing? Is it good?
Well, yeah, it's good. Since you were doing the hot stuff, I got some of this. I don't know, it's some sort of
What is it?
extracty stuff in the bottle. Since you were doing something pretty hot, and I couldn't leave you hanging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are leaving me hanging, motherfucker.
Let me give this an old shakerino.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Gonna give a shakerino, neverino. Where's the tweezer?
Shut up about the tweezers, will you? Jesus. You're live and you're talking about your tweezers again. Stop. That's private. Okay. Send me a PM later. And nudes. Nudes, baby, nudes. Right. Let's do this thing.
So, look, before we get into it, mate, right? We're on to our last segment, right? This is called Fuzzy Facts. And we've got a fuzzy little friend here. Here he is again. What? Terry. Hey, Terry. Give. Anyway, Terry's given us 10 facts about Australia. You got to try and answer them true or false. Let's have a look.
Oh. Fiddlesticks.
He's like, I'm an island, you fucking idiot.
You're upside down anyway. You're upside down. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you.
You're upside down and I'm not Scottish.
Send nudes. I'm not Scottish, I'm Irish.
If you want to see, send nudes.
So anyway, fuzzy facts, right? 10 questions about Australia. You got to try and answer true or false, right? While I'm burning, I got to try and ask you. And while you're burning, you got to try and answer.
Right, I'm getting ready to get down the hatcherino. Are you ready? So we're gonna do this.
You ready? All right.
Right.
3,
here we go.
2, 1.
Oh, that's delicious.
The entire population of Australia, 25 million, is roughly the same as that of North Korea, Taiwan, Madagascar, or Sri Lanka. True or false?
True.
That's right. It's true, mate.
You got very little people for a lot of land mass.
Yeah. But it's probably
crazy. It's bloody crazy, actually.
It's probably something to do with the fact that 80% of the country is made of fucking desert. Anyway.
And you're just all around the outskirts, and then like a little dot in around the middle or so, and there's just like desert everywhere else. It's crazy.
Because all you have to do is go two hours inland and suddenly 40.
I was going to take a drink, but I'm gonna hold off. I'll burn away here a bit while we're answering these.
All right. The Queen is still Australia's head of state, despite Australia being considered technically independent since 1942. True or false?
True.
That's right. It's true. All right.
Because you had a monarchical system like the UK, basically, because you were colonized by the British, whatever, many hundred years ago. Okay. Shh. Don't tell anyone.
All right.
Mike, we don't want to see your nudes, Mike. Stop with your nudes, Mike.
All right. The death of the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin in 2006 was only the first of its kind from a stingray barb. True or false?
I'd say false.
But that's right. It's actually the second since 1945.
What a guess. That was absolutely random. I'm getting fed crisps now as well. It's great. Thank you, mate, fiance, wife. Have to bow down to the Lord, you know.
All right. The average Australian swallows 1 spider a year. True or false?
True.
It's actually false. It's 3.
I stand corrected. Nice. As long as they're not widows or the huntsman, you'll be grand.
One of the most famous Aussie bands on a global scale include the Bee Gees. True or false?
False.
It's actually true because they're from Brisbane. They were born in Redcliffe or something. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
nice. I'm after learning something there. That's awesome. Nice.
I didn't know that either. I was like, what the fuck?
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. Australians have the highest rate of skin cancer in the world, with 1 out of every 3 Australians being diagnosed in their lifetime. True or false?
True.
It's actually false. It's 2 out of 3. 2 out of
Even
3.
worse. These
That's
are
weird.
even worse. Hang on, wait. So when I think something is quite bad, I should actually go, no, you're even worse.
We're the worst. Yeah. We're just glutton for punishment. Eh? All right.
I'm lighting, by the way. That is hot stuff, but it's good.
Yeah, my nose is
Delicious.
running. My nose is running. Better go catch it. Yeah, anyway. Australia has a rich history of bushrangers, with Ned Kelly, the most famous. His story was made into the world's second oldest feature-length film, The Story of the Kelly Gang in 1906. True or false?
I'm gonna. No matter what I say, it's gonna be wrong. I'll say false.
No, you're right. It actually was the oldest. It's the oldest film. How wild is that, man?
That's crazy. I've seen there was like a modern day remake of it. It was actually really 2000s ish. It was a good movie. I was like, those mad Irish bastards. What were they doing?
Sort of like Australian Robin Hood's, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Much.
All right, number 8, mate. We're nearly there. 3 to go. Right. The average full-time salary in Australia is $73,000, and also we have the highest pay rate per hour in the world. True or false?
I'd say true.
That's right. It's actually true. Isn't that wild?
That's why a lot of Irish people have migrated to Australia, all over Australia in the last. There's tens of thousands have migrated for the construction boom. The wages are really good, you know.
We've got the highest taxes as well. So
yeah. There's the ball juggle. It's everywhere.
All right. This still tests you,
but like it's like me. If I buy a bag of bananas here, it's like €2 or €3, but you pay $17.
Yeah. Anyway. Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt went missing off the Victorian coast while swimming in 1967. He was never found, and in typical tongue-in-cheek Australian fashion, there is a large swimming pool named after him in Melbourne. True or false?
True.
That's right. It's actually true. There's the Harold Holt pool.
What a guess.
Wow. So much capacity.
I have never been to Australia, and I do not know the answers to these questions. Complete random guesses here. Like, what the...
All right. Last one. Ready? Okay. Major Australian inventions that changed the world are black box flight recorders, the cochlear implant, the wine cask, the Hills Hoist washing line, the electronic pacemaker, and Google Maps and Wi-Fi. Is this true or false?
False.
It's actually true. Every single one of these we invented.
Nice. You didn't invent anything. You're from a bunch of prisoners. Your island is a bunch of prisoners, convicts, and runaways and derelicts.
And they're made up of you guys.
Nothing. Alcoholics, redheads. Pretty much.
Mate, all through the fire trial. Look, you've got 60 seconds to say whatever you want, mate. What's happened in the future for KARL? What's going on with the old Irish KARL, Irish chili growers, and what's going on for the old island and everything. So tell us what's going on, mate. Yeah, give us a shout out.
I'm not the pheasant plucker. I'm the pheasant plucker son, and the money plucking pheasant till the pheasant plucker comes. I've said everything I wanted to say. I've had a phenomenal time. It was unreal, man. I hope we can do this again. Only next time we need the same chili sauce the next time. You know, that would be the epic. That would be the ultimate, because I'd be on the same level of burn as you. You know, but a couple of them kicked my ass. They were nice, but this stuff. Oh Jesus, bastard!
That was
hot. That was hot, man. Kicked my booty.
Kick my tail.
I definitely had a little sweat on, but yeah, thanks for everything. And you know, I've shout out to who I wanted to shout out. Thanks for everybody in the comments for joining, you know, and giving support to myself and Phil. I really appreciate it, and definitely catch you all in the next cartoon.
Thanks, legend. All right, mate. We'll check you in the back. Thanks, there, buddy. You have a good day, hey? Or good night.
Thank you so much. It's 10:15 at night here. So it's quarter past 10 in the morning for you, is it?
It is 9:20 in the morning.
9:20, and you were there eating 2 million Scoville stuff, man. Give everybody a round of applause for Phil in the comments. Eating that stuff first thing in the morning. Phil has now run out to the bathroom and needs his toilet paper put in the fridge. Good night, everyone.
All right, see you later. Have a good one, eh?
Awesome, Phil. Thanks again for everything, and thanks for everyone for joining. I hope you had a good night here.
Make sure you get your fiance to touch you like a charms.
Oh, to be sure, Sheila. Where's me pot of
Treasure.
gold?
All right, see you, legend.
Peace. Peace.
All right, Spice Legends, thank you so much for joining us today. Love having you guys here and love reading the comments. And hope you guys enjoy the chat and the spicy goodness and all the questions and answers and drop hosses there. But for now, Spice Legends, all I have to say is keep calm and be saucy.